a grim situation for anyone that's trying to buy or sell a home right now. New reports this week show that demand for mortgages dropped to levels not seen since the 90s. So this morning, I'm here with Realtor Corey Bird to walk us through what buyers and sellers really need to know. And when we look at this, Corey, I mean, there's kind of two things, right? Like, so the report comes out that mortgage demand is down. We have the Consumer Price Index seeing its biggest monthly increase in August, which makes people fear the feds are going to raise interest rates once again. That is a bad recipe for a real estate cake.
Most definitely. We're not in a great period. And after every great experience, and we've just finished the best real estate market that I've ever seen over my last 36 years in the business, this 3-year pandemic market. But after that, there's going to be a lull, and this is exactly what the Federal Reserve wanted to do. They wanted to slow down real estate. And so we're getting some very difficult numbers to digest. But the good news is that unlike '08, the economy still seems to be quite strong. And people have confidence to buy, even though it's a tougher process.
So there's no fear of a bubble. We're not going to see that crash like we saw in 2007, 2008.
It's hard to know. What we're very nervous about is rates taking the next step up. If the consumer and producer price indexes and the jobs numbers keep coming in strong, the Fed's going to have to keep raising rates. And if our rates get from the current 7% level up to 8 or 9, that's going to have a real impact on pricing.
So are we in a home recession, a real estate recession?
I wouldn't call it a recession. I'd call it a rebalancing between sellers and buyers after what had been an historically strong seller's market.
All right. So right now, if you are actually, I mean, should you even consider buying a house right now?
So the good news for buyers right now is that they're in a marketplace where they may not have to compete with 10 other offers, some of those being even all cash, which was very frustrating over the last 3 years. But they're going to have to pay more for their 30-year fixed mortgage. What we're hoping for is that they can buy now, and then at some point in the next 4 to 5 years, they can refinance and be in the property that they want to be in, that they would have gotten for a little bit lower price.
That's a gamble, right?
It is. I can't guarantee it.
Right. There's no guarantee. So here's my question for you. Is there anywhere in the DMV right now where there's actually adequate inventory? If I wanted to go to an open house this weekend, where should I look?
Surprisingly, it's the district itself. It has a 3.5-month inventory. And at the very high end, above $2 million, it's got a 16-month inventory. So I don't know what it is. I think that the D.C. proper got very expensive over the last 3 years. And the concern about crime, I think, is having an effect on buyers.
What if you're a first-time home buyer? I feel like they're being limited the most right now.
So lenders have a number of programs in hopes of giving a hand up to those people. But they need to look primarily at smaller houses closer in or a little bit bigger houses a little bit further out.
What about in terms of construction, like new homes? How's that faring right now?
It's doing very well. As a country, we haven't built enough new homes, and the same is in this area. But a lot of builders are still building houses, and people want new construction because the process of renovating an older house from the 1930s or 1950s is very difficult to A, find a contractor, and B, have to live through that process.
Well, we did just have up there an inventory list, because so there are definitely things for sale there. But at the bottom line, if you don't have to buy or sell right now, is the advice best to just wait and kind of see how things play out?
Yes, but for buyers, they've had such trouble over the last 3 years finding a property that this is the first time where they can go to properties and perhaps get a negotiated lower price and not have to bid against other people.
Yeah. So keep with it. Keep your search on.
Yes.
Believe. Corey,
yes.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your insight this morning. All right, Steve, there you go. That's what you need to know if you're in the real estate market these days.
Yeah, no, it's really good advice. Appreciate that. Thanks, Hal.